Coming up on Fulton Today, Fulton commissioners and staff receive hands-on training with the state's new voting machines. We'll tell you how it went.
I'm Brian Robinson, and I'll share with you the plan Fulton Census team has devised to secure a 90% response rate to next year's census.
And what's next now that Fulton leaders come together with the Elton John AIDS Foundation about the HIV crisis? That and much more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis. With millions of dollars on the line and with 350,000 hard-to-count households in Fulton, the county's census team joins with leaders from the U.S. Census Bureau to discuss how they will reach this population. FGTV's Brian Robinson joins us now with the story. Brian?
Shani, the Census Bureau has indicated that roughly 2 million Georgians are at risk of being undercounted. That scenario will result in millions of federal funding left on the table.
Everyone counts. Let's make sure everyone is counted. Thank you.
That comment from Fulton's county manager set the tone for this 2020 Census Municipal Strategy Session at Atlanta Technical College. The county's intergovernmental and interagency team invited leaders from the U.S. Census Bureau and local municipalities, as well as local nonprofits, to discuss Fulton's role in next year's census count.
We want to make sure that all of our Fulton County citizens are aware of it, that it's coming, and that to be prepared and be ready for it. Census 2020 is coming.
When it comes, there will be approximately 7 questions. According to the 2020 Census website, government, businesses, communities, and nonprofits all rely on the data those questions produce to make critical decisions.
We need infrastructure, we need better schools, better roads, we need more hospitals. But you won't get them if you aren't counted, if the numbers are not there to justify the needs. So we always say the dollars follow the numbers, not the need.
The need is great to count the county's 300,000 hard-to-count households. It is estimated that Georgia lost $300 million each year since 2010 due to population undercount. To help reduce those numbers, the U.S. Census staff is looking for workers to help reach as many people as possible.
For a successful execution of the census, we need over 9,000 applicants in Fulton County. I know that currently we're a little over half, so we're looking for at least another 5,000 applicants in Fulton County.
With applicants filling those open positions and Fulton County continuing to lead meetings like this, the goal of reaching a 90% response rate or higher is well within reach.
Now, just as a reminder, you can expect to receive an invitation to participate in next year's census by April 1st. You will be able to respond by phone, mail, or online. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Brian Robinson.
Thank you, Brian. Meanwhile, you can count on Fulton's voter education and outreach team to ensure that all voters are properly trained on the state's new voting machines. The team hosted a live demonstration inside the Government Center for commissioners and county staff. Each were given the opportunity to practice voting on the new equipment and engage in a question and answer session afterwards.
One of the challenges is always education. We want voters to be up to speed on what's going on, how the machine works, the challenges that come along with not understanding the new voting system. We had a different kind of system before, but now we've changed things completely as far as adding a paper component. But now that we have that in place and we're doing a big rollout on the educational piece, and right now I think things are going very well.
Because the new voting process involves a printer and a scanner, along with the traditional touchscreen unit, Fulton's elections team is making public appearances to show all voters just how the system works.
To test out the ballot marking devices with a fun little quiz about the state of Georgia, and just to see how it works. We're going to be rolling these out next year for the presidential primaries, and I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to test it out.
Fulton County voters will use the new machines during the March 2020 presidential primary. To learn more about the voting machine demonstrations, you can call the Registration and Elections Office at 404-612-7020 or log on to fultonelections.com. A Fulton County judge is making a positive impact on young people who have found themselves on the wrong side of the law.
Fantastic. You know what though? You're like less than 2 points away from an A in all your classes. So what are we gonna do?
Superior Court Judge Sean LaGrua's courtroom was full of family and friends supporting their loved ones participating in the judge's My Journey Matters program. The My Journey Matters program was created by the judge and offers alternative sentencing to 16 to 29-year-olds who have committed violent or semi-violent crimes. Now, on this day, Chairman Rob Pitts was invited by the judge to witness the program in person.
When you look at a young boy, young girl, probably 98, 99% black, 15, 16, 17, 18 years of age, standing there just like the kid next door, and to think that but for her program, but for being in that program, they could be in a penitentiary someplace serving 10 years, a minimum 10 years, come out 10 years later, no skills, what do?
The goal of My Journey Matters is to prevent young men and women from a lifetime of crime and incarceration. Those who participate are held accountable for a lengthy amount of time, and before they can finish, certain criteria must be met, including a book report. Judge LaGrua started the program back in 2010, shortly after her appointment to the bench. Inmates at the Fulton County Jail now have new best friends thanks to the popular Canine Cellmates program. FGTV's Daryl Carver explains why the dogs and inmates are not the only ones who can benefit.
And the dog help you to love more than I already love, know how to love.
Only a program like Canine Cellmates could bring out that kind of emotion from a Fulton County inmate. This joyous occasion, attended by jail staffers and program administrators, is the graduation of the popular program, now in its 6th year at the Fulton County Jail.
I've heard so many stories. I've heard some cry. They said that opened them up emotionally, which is therapeutic, and they gain a friend.
Sheriff Ted Jackson has been a major proponent of Canine Cellmates from day one. The program's goal is to positively change the lives of the inmates and the dogs who are rescued shelter dogs from Fulton County Animal Services. For a 3-month period, each inmate has the opportunity to train and bond with his assigned dog.
Gentlemen back there, you all are the recipients of, I don't know how much time and effort went into producing what you recently received. It didn't happen overnight. We were very glad to do it.
The training takes place in the county's Marietta Annex, which is a minimum security facility. It's for that reason the inmates who are chosen to participate have been charged with lesser crimes. The program teaches them responsibility and accountability. As for the dogs that graduate, they're adopted by a forever family.
We're trying to get the dogs adopted. That's the goal. And we're trying to change the inmates' lives as well as the canines. The canines are coming from the Fulton County Animal Shelter. They're usually battered and abused. And a lot of times the inmates seem very standoffish and they're in a dark place at the time. So within the 11 weeks, trust is built between the animals and the inmates, and all kind of phenomenal things are happening.
The jail also benefits. According to Canine Cellmates' website, research shows a dramatic decrease of violent outbursts in prison and jail facilities where jail dog programs operate. Repeated habitual crime rates have also declined, which is a major deal since Metro Atlanta has one of the highest recidivism rates in the country. Now that these inmates and dogs have completed Canine Cellmates, each hopes to make a positive impact as they enter the next phase of their lives. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Daryl Carver.
Thank you so much, Daryl. Now, here is a story we've been looking forward to sharing. For the first time in decades, Fulton County gives its website a new look. Staff with the county's External Affairs Department unveiled the website earlier this month. With county leaders putting an emphasis on a digital component, the new website allows online visitors quicker and easier access to county information. Some of the website's new features include an events calendar that you can download to your personal calendar, a locator tool that allows you to type in your address to find the health centers and art centers and libraries near you, and a Find a My District option. And for those who are on the go, the new website is mobile friendly.
The new Fulton County website is definitely mobile friendly. You will be able to get the information on your mobile device, your tablet, your laptop, anything that you're looking for that you can see on your desktop will be readily available there.
Representatives from each of the departments provided input on the content they wanted to include. The process of creating a new website started a couple of years ago, but the actual creative process began last November. You can, of course, keep up with the latest county news by clicking on the Watch FGTV icon on the main page. And still to come on Fulton Today, find out how you can help a Fulton commissioner offer love and warmth to some of the city's less fortunate. We'll explain in our district-by-district coverage. We've got details on that county partnership with the Elton John AIDS Foundation and a look at how one commissioner's office helps to raise awareness for a crisis affecting families all across the nation. Here's this week's district-by-district coverage. We begin with what we know now about the official partnership commemoration between the Elton John's AIDS Foundation and Fulton County government. As you may have heard, the EJAF Board of Trustees was in Atlanta recently, and while here, they wanted to memorialize the Memorandum of Understanding between the two organizations. It's something Fulton's chairman has been working on for months.
Government cannot do it all alone, so to partner with him and his organization was a big deal for us, a big win. He could have chosen to work with any other entity, any other municipality, county, but he chose Fulton County. He's a resident of Fulton County, by the way, so he has an affection for Fulton County.
Fulton and the EJAF have a shared mission to end new cases of HIV. While the metro Atlanta area has the fourth highest rate of HIV in the country, Fulton County is working toward ending new cases of HIV by 2030. In 2019, Fulton commissioners increased funding for testing and prevention. In District 2, Team Fulton laces up their sneakers to participate in a 5K walk run to raise awareness about families battling with addiction issues. The District 2 Commissioner's Office supported the event and was joined by representatives from multiple county departments for the Atlanta Shatterproof Rise Up event at Piedmont Park.
As I work through our courtrooms and I see what brings people into court, 9 times out of 10, there's an addiction or a behavioral disorder behind it that's coupled with an addiction. The more we can do to combat addiction and help people recover day by day with their struggles, the more we're helping our community.
Shatterproof is a national nonprofit organization dedicated to ending the devastation addiction causes families.
We are here to support the message that Shatterproof extends throughout our communities, and that's to reduce the stigma on mental illness and substance use disorders. This highlights substance use disorders, allowing people to know that they're not alone in the struggle and that help and assistance is out here in our communities and that recovery is possible.
Every dollar raised at the fundraising event ensures that every American who battles substance abuse and drug addiction has access to treatment that's based on proven research. Commissioner Ellis has played a major role in leading the fight against the opioid epidemic in Fulton County. Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. is hoping you will help him and his staff offer clothing and blankets for the Fulton County men, women, and children who are without a permanent place to call home. The Commissioner and Fulton County's Community Development Office annual Blanket Atlanta with Love event, well, it'll take place on the 18th from 5 to 7 p.m. in front of Pryor Street entrance of the Government Center.
It's our attempt to give back to those that are less fortunate, the homeless, those that need clothes, those that need blankets. It's fall, the temperature is dropping, and so we just want to make sure that we can reach out and try to help as many people as we can.
You can help by donating new or gently used blankets, coats, clothing, and toiletries at one of 3 locations: the Government Center, the OKL Family Child Center, or the Fulton County South Service Center. You can also bring your donations to the event on November 18th. To learn more details, just visit FultonCommission5.com. And finally, the new District 6 Commissioner gets down to work. Commissioner Joe Karn was publicly sworn in at a ceremony held inside Assembly Hall. Family, friends, and colleagues all watched as the Honorable Belinda Edwards administered the oath of office.
And skill. And I will so act
Afterwards, mayors from multiple District 6 cities wished the commissioner good luck in his new role. Commissioner Carn then spoke to the crowd and thanked everyone for their support.
It's quite an honor. It's quite a privilege to serve. Stepping into Ms. Darnell's shoes is quite a challenge, and I'm going to do my best. I know no one could ever replace her entirely, but I'm going to represent her well and make her proud and make our constituents proud.
Now, the commissioner was officially sworn in the day after the election results were certified in the Clerk to Commission's office. However, he wanted to give his supporters a chance to take part in a public event. Commissioner Carn will fill the unexpired term of the late longtime Commissioner Emma I. Darnell. He will run for a full term next year with the other Fulton commissioners who represent even-numbered districts. Now, you can catch your commissioners at work all this week with a rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And when we come back, law enforcement helps seniors stay safe this holiday season. We'll tell you how. Fulton seniors and law enforcement come together to keep them safe this holiday season. FGTV's Melissa Lewis has the story.
If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
It was simple, but profound advice like that the Fulton County Sheriff tried to make plain to this group of seniors. This was the annual Senior Safety Conference, sponsored by seniors and law enforcement together, known as SALT. In the packed gathering room at the Bowden Senior Center, county residents heard from one official after another about how they are specifically targeted because of their age and vulnerability.
We're concerned about them being victims of crime, so we do safety tips to help them protect themselves, and we warn them that people prey on them, P-R-E-Y, and just to have their guard up so that they don't be victims of crime.
In addition to the Fulton Sheriff, police from South Fulton, College Park, East Point, and MARTA took turns sharing what they believed to be potentially good advice, especially with the holidays approaching.
My first message was basically, when you're out shopping, make sure you shop in groups of pairs. Also, make sure you hide your packages in your trunk, keep your cars clean, don't open the door for strangers, things of this nature.
It's advice the SALT Council of Tri-Cities wanted the seniors to hear firsthand from law enforcement.
Well, we're committed to ensuring that seniors are equipped to make good decisions about their own safety. We always have it in the fall of the year, which just precedes the holiday season, so that seniors are aware of the dangers around them and they can take necessary precautions.
And not just precautions when they are out, but also when they're in their own homes. East Point Fire reminded them of the fire dangers, and the seniors were listening.
Seniors need to hear that, and we need to hear it repeatedly, what we can do to help ourselves.
And I think it was very, very helpful for most of the people that were there, including me.
Law enforcement officials are hoping that at least with this one group, after hearing this information, their agencies won't have to worry about their safety this holiday season. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Melissa Lewis.
Thank you very much, Melissa. Well, as the nation honors its veterans this week, so too does Fulton's Department of Senior Services. Staff at each of the county's senior and multi-purpose centers hosted Veterans Day meals to recognize the senior citizens who proudly served in the armed forces.
A lot of us has gone out of our way to give our time and service, and I feel that the country should respect and honor those that serve and died to keep our liberty free.
The veterans who attended this brunch at the Dorothy C. Benson Center enjoyed a morning of live music, guest speakers from Veterans Affairs, and they were presented with gifts to them for their service.
Veterans do not have to suffer alone, and that there is a Veterans and Military Crisis line that is open 24 hours, 7 days a week, even on holidays. They can call us at 1-800-273-8255 and press 1, and we can talk. It doesn't always have to be about suicide and mental health, even though that's our specialty. We're there for support, and we'll support them and their family members.
Veterans Day is an official United States public holiday observed annually on November 11th that honors military veterans who served in the United States Armed Forces. With the holiday season upon us, Fulton's Board of Health is reminding residents about the OKL Food Pantry. Every Friday, the food pantry is open at the county's OKL Child, Adolescent, and Family Health Center on Metropolitan Parkway. The pantry is open from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. for anybody in the public.
Fulton County facilities in College Park, Adamsville, and here at Oak Hill, they see families every week, and they have reached out to Jose Feed the Hungry to see how many of those families are able to receive food. So once a week we deliver groceries for the families, about several meals per box, and so far I think the partnership is working out really well.
The county partnered with Hosea Feeds the Hungry to open the free pantry. Though the program has been a success, the last pantry is scheduled for December 27th. There has been no word from the Board of Health if the food pantry will return in 2020. But for more information, just simply call the center at 404-612-4111. And up next on Fulton Today, aspiring engineers begin the process of creating the water towers of tomorrow. Stay with us. County employees show off their creative talents for all to see. The 23rd Annual National Arts Program exhibition returned to the Fulton County Government Center. The pieces of work seen here were created by Fulton County employees and their family members. The artists and their masterpieces were featured during a special ceremony at the Government Center.
Events like this are important because it showcases the wealth of talent that is evident here in Fulton County throughout the county employees and their families.
The exhibition is sponsored by the National Arts Program Foundation in support with the Fulton County Department of Arts and Culture. Now, each entry was judged by a professional artist in categories ranging from amateur to professional and even youth classifications.
I taught classes with Fulton County in the past, and I saw the information about the contest, and I'm an artist, full-time artist, so I always have work, so I decided to submit 2 pieces.
I have to use my own reference photo, so I really just wanted to I had the shoes with the characters on it because I've been wanting to paint the characters for a long time.
Organizers say the program boosts the overall morale of employees and encourages everyone to discover their artistic talents regardless of their chosen profession. And of course, prizes were given to the winners in each category. And finally, middle school students make a major splash in the world of engineering. The 4th annual Fulton County Model Water Tower Competition took place at the Tom Lowe Atlanta Fulton County Water Treatment Plant. It was hosted by the Department of Public Works, and the Model Water Tower Competition allowed the aspiring engineers to build functioning model water towers out of recycled materials.
Currently, this is a county-wide competition, though there are several other counties that have their own competitions. Eventually, the goal is to have a statewide competition where the winners from each county will compete against each other. That's still a little bit down the road.
Now, before the final competition, the 6th through 8th graders spent weeks designing and building their towers to make them as efficient as possible based on certain parameters. Judging focused on structural integrity, hydraulics, and how well the towers held water, of course. First prize won $300.
I thought it was fun how we were able to work as a team and be able to build our water tower in a day and manage to have no leaks. And I just really love the look of ours.
My favorite part was I like designing and building things, and I think it's really cool and fun just making something and trying to win a challenge.
At the competition, the boys and girls were given a tour of the water treatment plant. Way to go, everybody. And before we go, our reminder that FGTV wants to connect with you online. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news. You can also watch a replay of this show or any other FGTV program anytime on our YouTube channel. So please subscribe. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.